Hello, happy Friday. I hope all is well with you. This is JilliBling. My blog is JilliBling.com, and I have a project to share with you, again using the flowering foils paper. And I know that this was part of Celebration, and I realize quite a few people still have it and they're not quite sure what to do with it. But as a friend of mine said, I didn't get it, and why are you teasing me with these videos? So if you don't have it, instead of using the flowering foils designer paper, you could take any background you have and emboss it with silver embossing powder and achieve the same effect. And also, if you'd like some card kits sent to you, with any $50 order, I will send you a bunch of card kits so you can make this exact same card. Okay, so what do you think? This stamp set I've had, and I've used it just for the words Rare Blessings, but I love it, and I haven't taken a minute to use it until now, and I really wish it wasn't going away, but change is good. And here is the card. Isn't that pretty? So when I was making the background, it was a little bit bold, a little loud, which I like, but then I thought I'd soften it up by using more pastels when coloring the orchid. And then these leaves, I tried to pick up the granny apple green. And for the flowers, I used coral light and petal pink. And then I did embossing, heat embossing, so that there's a little bit of a shine to match the shine of the designer paper. And on the inside, I just did a simple flower, and once again the embossing of the words, and that little flower is right here. So I'll show you how I made that. And then I have one other card that I saw online, and it was pretty, very different, but using the same paper. And I will just put that one together. So let's get started. So I'll put this here. These are the colors I used. I used olive dark, granny apple green light and dark, coral light, petal pink light and dark. So here are, I'm trying to keep things in camera view, but it makes for a small space. For this shape right here, let me put this down a little further. There we go. I use this die, and this die is from the die set called Stitched So Sweetly. I keep using it over and over. I love this set. I'm so happy it's staying in the catalog. So you could get a separate piece of paper, cut it out, but if you know me, you know I like to save on paper, and might as well. So I cut it right out of the middle here, which is going to end up being layered underneath here. I also used a black piece for the inside. And if you choose to stretch your paper and cut a die cut out of one of the layers, make sure it's on the top of the card, because you wouldn't want it on the inside black paper. Otherwise, when you write, it's going to be lumpy, and that wouldn't be good. But because it's here, no one's writing on the front of the card, so it's just fine. Okay, so I'll run this through the Big Shot. You notice the magic of TV happening over here. Okay, so now it's through. And here's my piece, and then I'll be using this for this layer right here. That's for the inside. Let me just get started on this. Good. And this is for the top, and because I have this ribbon waiting to go around, I won't attach this yet. Set that off to the side. I can attach the inside. So do you have plans this weekend? My darling Lovey says, hey, I have a surprise for you tomorrow. I have no idea what it is. Lately we've been doing dates on Sunday, but guess we're going to do something fun tomorrow. I'll make sure to tell you what it is on Monday. Okay, so that will go in here, but I'm going to stamp on it first. This, once again using the same die set, I'll cut out that, and that is for the words. And then This Is Your Day is from right here. I will use my Versamark ink. Hold on. I think I have a plan here. Okay, so I'll use my Versamark ink and black embossing powder. And This Is Your Day. Oh, make sure to use your embossing buddy. How many times am I too lazy and I don't? And then I regret it. And while I'm at it, because I did the inside of the card, I should stamp that too. If ever you have embossing powder, the little pieces, get a tiny paintbrush. So I'd like to get the pieces out of there, but I have to be really careful because I don't want to disturb the words. Okay, I'm going to heat emboss that. Voila, it's done. Okay, and so for the inside, which is this paper, that's all done. I'm going to stamp, "A true friend is the rarest of all blessings." That's nice. Oh, I didn't do my buddy again. Well, let's hope for the best. I don't know why that's such a hang-up. Well, I lucked out. That turned out just fine. Okay, so with the heat tool, I am going to heat it. Now it's heated. And I stamped this using Memento ink with the little, with the little flower. And then I colored it in with the blends. So that's done. So how are we doing on this? Let's start assembling. I'll put this inside. Wasn't that nice? It's so simple, so classic, so clean. Ah, I like it. Okay, so for the outside, the outside, the fun part, the sponging of colors. Let's see, while I have this here, I might as well do it. Put that on with dimensionals. Okay, that looks good. That's going to go here. This is going to go under here. What's this one? This one is for the flower. I'm not getting to the sponging yet, huh? I will. Look how pretty. Memento ink goes with the blends. While I'm at it, I'll do another one. If I have extra, I'll just put them in the Stampin' case, and next time I use it, the stamp set, I might need that exact same thing. Okay, so there are my orchids, my fancy orchids. Okay, so I'm going to color it in using my blends, these colors, and this is a little interesting. When I thought about an orchid in real life, it's more of a, like a spruce type green the leaves are. They're like a really rich, dark garden green. We don't have garden green in blends. but I wanted something to be like a really deep green. The Granny Apple Green is quite happy and cheerful, and it matches the card, but that's why I included the Old Olive Dark was for these shadows here. And what's great working with the blends, any two colors you put together, somehow they blend and they work. And I love the effect of that. Okay, so I'm coloring, now I'm cutting. Look how pretty. Okay, so that's going to go on here. Okay, so now on to sponging. Sponging I used, and on my blog I'll list all these colors down in the products used. I'm going to use Granny Apple Green, Pineapple Punch, Petal Pink, Calypso Coral, and Grapefruit Grove. And when I do the sponging, I want to purposely leave different bits of all of these colors on the paper. See here how it's Granny Apple? Here is Pineapple. Here's Coral, Grapefruit. Well, Grapefruit is more here, and Petal. Because if I just mush them all together, it's going to become a brown mess, and I wanted distinct colors to show through. Okay, so let's get started. Granny Apple Green. How about here? The less ink that's on the sponge, the softer the image. The more ink, it might do little streaks of color, but it will be bolder. So whatever look you're going for is fine. On the sample one, I did that a bit bold. Maybe I should do this one a little softer just to see how it would look with the orchid. Okay, enough of that color. So I'm thinking next in the rainbow is Pineapple Punch, but it doesn't matter. You could go in any order you like. Ew, that came out good. So far so good with the sponging. You could definitely see there is two colors. I'll do the coral next because I want to build the other two orange tone colors around this bold coral color. See, I'm leaving room for, like, the grapefruit could go here and the petal could go over there. I'm purposely trying to leave room for these other colors. And you know, I know a lot of this is going to be covered, but we know it's done 100% complete, right? Petal Pink seems to be my favorite lately. So if I left it like that, that means that Grapefruit Grove is going to be all through there. So maybe I'll do a little bit more right here. Okay. And finally, Grapefruit Grove. I have all my little sponges. When I get the sponges, I cut them in quarters with just regular scissors. And then I put a handle to designate what color it is. And I know you can go over to the sink, rinse them out, and you could use the same sponge for all these different colors. Or you could put it in one of those mesh bags. Oops, I'll find a way to make that better. In a mesh bag and put it through the washer. But this works well for me. And then I put them in the stamping cases for storage. I didn't really mean to make a path, but it'll be fine. I like all the colors on there. Okay, so on to assembly. So this lovely paper is going to go onto the black layer to make it stand out and smile and shine. With a hole in it, but because we're not going to write on this, it's okay. And if it drives you crazy, just grab a scrap piece of black paper and do it that way. Look how pretty. Okay, so the ribbon, you know, when I put the ribbon on this one, I thought it needed something, and I like how it turned out, but there's not much showing. The ribbon off to the side here is, it's okay. Would I do it different? No. I'm not sure how I would do it different, but I think it's just okay. And I love this thin, tiny little, I think they call it crinkle seam binding white. It is here, Samban in Knicker crinkled seam binding ribbon. I like it just because it's so soft and easy to work with. Just a hint of little ribbon. You could color it with your blends. I'm pretty sure that this is staying in the new catalog too. Can you cut with your opposite hand? When you go to tie your knot, just tie it so that the knot is on top about where you want it. It doesn't have to be exactly where you want it, because you could shift it after you get the knot on there. Okay, so there's a knot. I'm going to tie it nice and tight. And so say that when you tied your knot, it was loose. What you can do is flip it over, cut this right here, and then just with adhesive going across, just stick down your ends. They'll overlap, but at least the ribbon will be tight on your paper. So as with the sample, I'm going to put the knot way over here to the side. Way over there. Okay, now trim up the ends. Okay, oops. So this, let's see, I just stuck it down. Because this ribbon is so thin, if it was thicker ribbon, I would use tear and tape right here and here to hold that part down. Because the ribbon, it would make it want to jump up. But because this is so thin, I think the regular adhesive is going to be plenty sticky to hold it right in place. Maybe I'll put a little extra. I don't want to run over the ribbon, otherwise it will shift it from its nice placement. Okay, so this goes on the front. It's coming together. And it's going to go here. Oh, I have something to show you. I'm sure you were admiring those. You're like, wait a minute, I don't remember seeing those. So, they're on the clearance rack. I had a girlfriend who said that she wanted an item. It cost $2.80. And I didn't see the ribbon she was looking for $2.80. The only thing I saw on the clearance rack that was $2.80 was these Monster Bash enamel shapes. So I got them, hoping I was guessing right. I was wrong. But that's okay, because they're very cute. Look how perfect these are. They're almost hiding in there. I know I'll find a reason to use all these on some card. So, there they be. Clearance. Get clearance rack. Oh, and on my blog, on the left sidebar, you could go to Shop Now, and then you'll be in my store, and along the side, it will have all kinds of different categories, including clearance rack. If you like something on clearance rack, if possible, order online as soon as you can, because clearance rack is good while it lasts, and then it's gone. And a lot of things are gone really fast. Probably like that ribbon she was wanting for $2.80. I tried to pick these up when I was doing this card, the way that I usually pick up rhinestones, and they're not pick-upable. Does that make sense? You can't pick them up with your scissors because they're so flat. But this is working just fine. Got to be creative. Find a way around it. Look how cute is that. Love it. Bargain. Okay, so this will go on with, you know, I was going to say put it on with dimensionals, but when I went to put this orchid on, because there's a dimensional here, and then I put dimensionals there, to attach my orchid, I had to layer, let me see if you could see this. I had to layer 2 dimensionals. I don't like that. So this is going to go on flat today, right over the ribbon. Well, that worked out fine. If I tie this in a little knot, it should be seen. Okay, so this, I want some of these leaves, because I took the time to cut them out really pretty. I want some of this over the solid colors. So how about a few, see, I'm trying to plan where should I put the dimensionals. Well, you know, because it's kind of fragile, I could put it in place and then lift it up and apply the remaining dimensionals. Okay, so that one's good. Good. This one I think I'll just do a glue dot up there. Well, that one fit perfect. Look how pretty is that. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue dots under here and a glue dot under there. Oh, what's going on? I think I twisted it. So to cut out, here, let me find something to show you. See that right there? To cut this part out, I cut straight through that vine to cut out the center, and then it just lays right back together. This one, what's going on there? What's happening is I think I took the flower bunch and I moved it closer to the words. I'm going to fix it. Good. I think I tore something. Good. Okay, so now I'm going to make this little thing connect back again. There it is. Okay, that's fine. See how it's connected again? Right here. It really does have a little cut through it. Right there. But it just lays right back together, and human eye is awesome. It makes everything get fixed. Okay, so for glue dots, I should use good ones. I'm still trying to use all these up from the kit. I have so many of them. They're not my favorite. These are my favorite. See how easy that works? Favorite. Okay, so that is the orchid card. And if you place an order and if you want some of these, let me know which ones. Yesterday we did 3. Today I'm going to do 2. And I have 2 different designs still to go. I'm not sure what to do with them yet, but sure something good will come about. Okay, so moving on to the next one. I don't have a sample done. I'm just going to do it with you right now. I saw it online. This is the stuff needed to make it. I'll clear all this over, out of the way a bit, because somehow I work in 6 inches of space all the time. Oh, I smeared it. That's okay. I'll fix it. So here's part of it. This paper is once again, the same paper that we did the orchid with, but I colored it in using a blend, which is light Seaside Spray. So I just colored in all those little petals. This is the inside. I had these extra pieces. I'm like, wait a minute, I could do something with those. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm going to use this ribbon, perfect for this card. Silver embossing powder is for the thanks, and on the inside, thanks. I made you this card because you're worth it. Okay, so we'll do silver embossing powder. And I'm using 2 sets of dies, layering ovals for the silver scalloped oval. This one is, the thanks is from the stitch shapes, which I think I use in just about every card. At least 75% of my cards, I use that set all the time. Okay, so those things are done. This is once again from the layering ovals. So these are all going to fit together, just layering the ovals like that. But of course, once I stick it down, it'll be better. This is going to be on the front with the words right up here. Oh, and I mentioned that I pulled this off of the internet. Thank you, Tracy Bradley, for sharing your card. I love it. Tracy. Okay. And when Tracy did hers, she did a different texture, which I have, but I like this one. So changing it up just a little bit. So these are going to be stuck down. Do you see it coming together with the ribbon on it? Isn't that pretty? Okay, here's a card base. Okay, I'm going to get to it. Whisper White thick cardstock is perfect for a base. All the other times I use the regular Stampin' Up! White cardstock, and you get 40 sheets in that pack, and that's really nice for embossing because it's so smooth. It's wonderful for coloring with the blends. Hold on. So I'll stick this onto the Seaside Spray layer. Okay, now tie this lovely ribbon right around here, just into a simple knot. I love this ribbon. And once again, I love that we could color it. The silver remains pretty. Just in a simple knot that I'm going to leave right here in the center. Get it centered. And then I'll make these ends pretty. Okay, and this is going to go on here. This will go here. So this one I'll put it on with adhesive. Because there's so much texture, maybe I should use tear tape, but I'll just put an extra bit right through the middle. White on white on white. I like it. All whitey. Okay, and then this, should I put on dimensionals? No, I'll leave it flat. Oh, it looks crooked there. Looks straight here. I don't want to disrupt my ribbon placement. Still looks good. Isn't this pretty? And I don't know what it is. Coloring with the blends, a simple pattern like this, I loved it. I don't know why. Okay, so now this is going to go right here. So let's stick all these pieces together. small. Pretty, pretty. I stamped my things a little crooked. Well, should I do it over? I'll put the whole card together. If it bugs me, I'm doing it over. It doesn't look so bad there. But I made this crooked. Okay, if it bugs me, before I take the picture, I'm going to do it over. Oh, I love that. So, there's the outside done. So, all that it took was an embossing folder, a little bit of heat embossing, and then coloring this. I can imagine a lot of different soft colors. So pretty. Okay, for the inside. So, what do you think? Should I somehow use these pieces? Well, I know for sure the words are going to go in. Well, because I did that off to the side, yeah, something definitely will be there. No change in my mind now. And when I stamped it, I stamped it crooked, so I had to trim it. So this is smaller than I normally would have it, just by like an 1/8 of an inch. Okay, so should I put these in here somehow? How's that one fit? Maybe this one could go right under here. And if I put it straight on there, it's like I planned it, huh? What do you think? I'm doing it. I couldn't imagine throwing these pieces out after that. It didn't take that long to color it, but if it took me time to color it, I want them to show. So I'm trying to have the amount of the Seaside Spray showing to be the same amount or that same amount. Okay, so if that goes there, I kind of like it. I don't know what I'm doing. So what about this one? Right like that? I'll have to trim it. So this one is kind of hiding in there. So what if I did it? No, this one needs to be bigger. Okay, so I'm going to trim it with my cutter, but I know that I want it to be cut right about here. Okay, hold on. I'm going to make sure it's square. I don't want an angled little piece. Okay, so this made it a little bit bigger. Once again, the same amount of reveal. Okay, that, and I want white to show here. And this, I kind of like it. In a weird way, I like it. Okay. So, with these, as long as I have supplies, and with your order, I'll send you card kits, but once supplies is gone, that's it. But I have a lot of supplies. I put it away. I think I have 2 packages of paper, which of course is a variety of all the different patterns. Oh, this I wanted going this way. Similar to the other one. And just a little bit showing there. Heck, I don't know. Certainly isn't bad. In it goes. Thick cardstock, love it. ha, ha. Look how pretty. Thank you, Tracy Bradley. Okay, so that's it for today. Tomorrow is this one, which to me is kind of manly, but of course we could do it in different colors, or the floral. And I'll do at least 2 different card designs, no idea what. But tomorrow's a new, Monday. Monday's a new day. I hope you have a great weekend, and maybe get outside, do some gardening, and I will see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.